Welcome to the Sonic Tributaries Podcast, featuring Eric Jellicoe, Dylan Keelan, TJ Pastore, where we discuss music, we jam, we play, we hang with special guests, focusing in on local tribute bands, regional tribute bands, and everything music. Strap yourself in for a hell of a time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just basically like 4 hits after the music. So I'll count it in with the 2, and then you'll get the fill. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. 1, 2.
The times are tough now, just getting tougher. This whole world is rough and it's just getting rougher. Cover me, come on baby, cover me. I'm looking for a lover who will come on in and cover me. Yeah. Promise me baby you won't let them find us. Hold me in your arms, let's let out of blind us. Cover me, come on baby, cover me. Well, I'm looking for a lover who will come on in and cover me. Outside's the rain, the driving slow. I can hear the wild wind blowing. Turn out the lights and bolt the door. I ain't going out there no more. This whole world is out there just looking to score. I've seen enough and I don't wanna see anymore. Cover me, wrap your arms around me, cover me, baby, 'cause I'm looking for a lover. Well, come on in and cover me. Hey. Outside the rain, the driving slow. I can hear the wild wind blowing. Turn out the lights and bolt the door, 'cause I ain't going out there no more. This whole world is out there just looking to score. I've seen enough, I don't wanna see anymore. Cover me, wrap your arms around me, cover me, yeah, 'cause I'm looking for a lover. Well, come on in and cover me, 'cause I'm looking for a lover. Well, come on in and cover me, yeah, 'cause I'm looking for a lover. Well, come on in and cover me, yeah. Oh yeah, come on in and cover me, baby, baby, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nailed it. So I would say that's a keeper.
Absolutely.
All right. What's up, everybody?
Oh, crap. Sorry.
What's up, everybody? We're Sonic Tributaries. This is our podcast where we talk music, and these are our guests, Ryan Liatsis and Natasha DiMarco.
Hello.
Thank you
Hello.
for coming on
Welcome.
here, you guys. This is Eric
Wow.
Chalico.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm Dylan Keelahan. This is TJ Pastori. We're here at the Rock Shop in Nyack. This podcast is kind of sponsored by it and also sponsored by TJ's business, which is Clarkstown Heating, Venting, and Air Conditioning, right?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Right
so
on.
thank you guys for coming on.
Thank
Our
you. What an
pleasure.
honor this is. First podcast. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
We've done a few. We did a bunch of practice ones, but this is going to be our second official podcast. So thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
So let's start where I know, Ryan, you started kind of late on guitar, right? Like 14, 15?
That's correct.
Wow.
Yes. And you started in Pearl River,
That's where I grew up.
Right.
Pearl River, New York.
right? And what was the name of your very first band?
Oh, boy. I actually don't remember the name of our first band. What did we call ourselves? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Shwizz was always there kind of since the beginning, but we called ourselves, I don't even remember. I got to ask my man Frankie Coda. He might remember.
Right on.
I think actually, it's coming to me. We were called The Rain for a while. I don't think that was the first name, though. We spelled it Reign.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Triumphant.
Yeah,
Very
triumphant.
triumphant.
Very triumphant.
That's right.
So tell me more about you already mentioned Shwizz. For those of you who don't know, Shwizz is his nickname / music name / just name.
Just
Right.
name, basically. Right?
But I mean, so I think it has an origin story related to a marijuana being of poor
That's-
quality.
This is correct.
Okay, great.
This is a sad fact, but a good. I don't want to say he was a good buddy of mine, but a buddy of mine I knew in high school that I used to acquire. We'll say that product you spoke of.
He was donating it.
Yeah, he was donating it to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But one day I just walk out and I had just got this new winter jacket. My grandma bought me a jacket and it said Hydro across the front in big letters. It was like a rip, everybody out of North Face. I had a Hydro, I got the cheapo Hydro model or whatever.
Instead of 5-star,
Yeah,
the 4-star.
Exactly. It was made with actual duck feathers.
Right.
Inside,
Yes. 2-stripe Adidas pants.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's right.
2.5 is like a banjo, that half a stripe, right? So anyway, I walk out, I got Hydro on my jacket, and he just goes, he's a senior, and I'm a lowly freshman, and he just goes, looks at my jacket, he goes, Hydro, you don't smoke Hydro, you smoke that Shwizz. And then like his cronies are in the background, and they're like, yeah, Shwizz. They're all laughing at me. And then everyone just called me Shwizz.
Nice. So you're actually kind of traumatized by that name.
Yeah, kind of in a way.
It's just stuck with you for 20 years.
Yeah, my goodness. But yes, that's what he said. He said Shwizz is like worse than swag, is what he said.
Oh, my God.
You can't even find that.
I know, you can't.
Yeah, totally. You
At
can't.
the time,
No,
you
yeah.
could,
A lot of-
but
yeah, for nostalgia.
Stems and
not
seeds.
anymore.
Right.
Man.
Yes. And great. So then now, fast forward, I just want to get to Natasha
Yeah.
and your relationship, musically speaking. You guys are in a band called Western Skies.
Yes.
Which I have some Western Skies picks in
get
my
outta
pocket
here.
right now.
Whoa,
That's
look
so
at that.
cool.
He came prepared.
Oh, I'm honored.
There we
You carry
go.
them around. That's so cool.
Some swag, not to be confused with Shwizz.
That's
That's
right.
right, of
Look at this.
And
Wow.
I've been to a few shows. I've seen you guys. You guys are great. You've
Thank
seen
you.
them too, right? Eric?
Absolutely wonderful. Just saw you a couple weeks ago,
I
about a
know.
month ago.
I know.
When we did the holiday show, and I got to say, it was fantastic.
Thanks,
I mean, the
man.
setting was beautiful, and the harmonies were just out of this world.
Wow.
It's always a pleasure coming to see you play because you're both of you are just so professional, and but you do it with such ease, and that's the thing. And it's like watching is just so relaxing. It's wonderful. It's like a therapeutic.
Music to my ears.
There you
Thank
go.
you for saying that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you both.
Yeah, and Natasha, I
Yeah.
don't know much about your musical origins,
Wow.
admittedly.
Yes, that's
I know,
okay.
I know you have a musical father.
I
and
do.
I know you've been around here, I don't know, a decade in this
Can
area?
you believe almost a decade now?
Wow.
Blows my mind. I met everybody, about 9 years ago now, so it's getting on.
Wow. So
Yeah.
when did you start playing / singing?
Yeah.
/ all of that?
So yes, my dad is a jazz musician, as we know, and he's still doing it. And I was 6 years old when I started doing little shows with him. Started with my grandma's 90th, and that's what it was. He would play supper clubs and restaurants, and I would just come do some standards, and then I would do a full set with him, and then I would do a whole set with his swing band, and
Cool.
it went that way. And so that's where it all began. Yes, jazz.
Cool.
Now I'm singing Springsteen.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
So-
that's it.
So now, coming from the jazz background
Yeah.
and that whole jazz world, where would you say your musical tastes lie now? And like,
Yeah.
where are they starting to reform, or are they still there?
Well, I'll always love jazz. But yeah, I have quite a wide palette, a diverse palette. I love cultural music. So early on, I really loved gospel. So like spirituals, and I love reggae. I love dance hall. I love classic rock. Where was that my whole life? Straight up. Like I had the Beatles, but I didn't have anything else. I didn't know anything else. It's amazing. So I'm all over the place,
Right.
really. I love a lot of different things. Different things move me. Conscious hip hop, I like a lot of stuff.
Right
yeah.
on. Right
yeah.
It's a way to be.
Yeah.
The more experience you get, the more just well-rounded. all the way,
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. You can
Oh yeah.
take things from certain aspects, put them into others, and create a whole new genre.
No doubt. Yeah, there's beauty to be found everywhere.
Yeah.
There's some gorgeous melodies in metal music, It's just like unbelievable. You never know where it's going to come. So
Right. Which, that's interesting. And Shwizz, yourself, I know that you also have kind of a jazz background, but wanted to touch on this. You recently said that Slash was one of your main influences. And speaking of how I know this, it's because Shwizz, Ryan Liatsis, has become a bit of a Instagram influencer.
Yes, totally.
Which
totally.
is pretty cool.
I
And
am
like, good job, dude.
definitely
You cracked
I am
the code.
Influenza. That's for sure. I am the latest influenza going around. No,
But
Yeah,
I
it's-
heard you talk about your Slash thing on
That's
your
right.
I would have
That's
never
right.
known that.
Oh, really?
Are you
Yeah.
kidding?
Wow.
I can
Wow,
hear a little bit in your
Yeah,
playing,
yeah.
but like to
I
me,
definitely stole a lot of his licks.
Is that
that's for
right?
sure. Yeah.
So-
I mean, I stole everything I know.
yeah, of course.
Same
And
here.
I,
there you
just
go.
like every good musician does.
That's right.
And,
He was the first guitarist I ever noticed.
Oh, wow.
10 years old. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
Child,
yeah.
my video.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
On MTV.
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
He was like 2,
Yeah, right.
shredding.
But yeah, I've always like at that age when I discovered him, I was 16 probably, that's when I discovered him, and it was just like learning that he was 18 when he recorded Appetite for Destruction and all that, and like all those soul, and I was just like, wow, how did he do this? And then I was, having these, back then you're very what's it called? You're influential by your peers and your elders and stuff like that. So my teacher was very like kind of encouraging of me. So I would have all these like, man, like I just want to be like Slash. I want to be like in the studio at 18, rocking the craziest solos you ever heard. Meanwhile, I didn't know the kind of turn that the music industry would be taking into become like a real visual social media kind of thing. But so anyway, I just always was obsessed with like his playing, and it lasted a while, and then I discovered the other things. That particular teacher also introduced me to jazz and things like that. And I've always been a jazz person. I wanted to learn jazz because I just didn't know it. I wasn't like a jazz enthusiast. Like I was just like so curious. I would hear it and I wouldn't be able to understand what was happening, and that bothered me. So I really wanted to learn what was happening. So that's what I did, and then I said, you know what, that's great, but I don't want to do that.
Right,
So-
right. Speaking of things you don't want to do, you've always kind of you've always just kind of barely taught music. Like as a maybe every once in a while you'll do it, but you never really settled into I'm going to teach music. But now your influencer channel on Instagram, where can we find that, Ryan?
That's right. That's at Ryan.Liatsis. Liatsis.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's now kind of focused on little cool licks and things that you're teaching, and like harmony patterns. I noticed.
Sure. Yep.
And one of my favorite is the strap of shame.
Of
Yes.
course. Yes.
Yes.
Strap of Shame. I didn't even post that on my actual page. I think we posted it
Yep.
on our Western Skies page. But
Yeah.
still, it did very well. The
Oh,
Strap
yeah.
of Shame.
Could you elaborate on
Yeah,
what the
so
strap of shame is for all these people?
Yeah.
It's never actually happened to me. I don't think I've been in this situation, but I think I saw someone maybe or I've had to lend a strap to someone. But it's always been like, okay, if I left the home and I, for whatever reason, didn't pack my strap up, it'd be pretty embarrassing if you brought everything else. You have your amp, your picks, your all the little knickknacks you need, and then you like go to and you're like, I don't have a strap, you know?
no.
So how embarrassing would that be? So I always thought, well, if you pack the strap of shame, you'll make sure to never ever forget your strap, because if you realize like, oh man, I left my main strap at home on the other guitar, then you're forced to use the hot pink strap of shame that doesn't match any guitar on the planet, and therefore you'll hopefully, it's
Great.
like a Jedi mind trick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's more of and that's kind of my teaching style too. It's
Totally.
like, I want you to learn the lesson.
Right. Right. Yes,
Yeah.
I understand.
I gotta tell you, I am very much pleased with the way you deal with critics and the way you deal
Yes.
with trolls
Yes.
and evildoers alike.
Yes.
I think it's fantastic. I live for that. Anytime I see you have a video come up, I'm like, oh, dude, what happened today? I'm like, this is just great. But the way and it's cool because you're so positive, and you're just like, gee, I really I appreciate what you say. That's cool. I'm sorry you feel that way, but hey, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So, but you always back it up with why you did so. I think somebody said your guitar was out of tune on one song
Sure.
or something like that, and you're just like, just your answers are so phenomenal.
Well, thank you. I
Totally.
appreciate
it's
your
very good.
appreciation. It makes me want to continue responding. But I thought that was
You have to.
a fun little aspect. I'm not really into the being an influencer thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to make it my own little version of kind of obnoxious sarcasm in a way.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's very interesting what's happened, and I plan to carry on the trajectory
You're gonna
that I
have
have
to,
with
yeah.
the lessons and teaching.
Yeah.
Because I do, to your thing before, Dylan, I do actually enjoy teaching. I just find that I've enjoyed teaching. I don't really enjoy teaching young kids or beginners. I just like to teach peers, basically, which is who these lessons are geared to. They're geared to, like, I always think of my guitar player friends, such as our buddy Tom Clancy, who teaches here, and Joey Calfa, and I'm just thinking like, I'm talking to them. I'm talking to someone who's
Right.
and apparently there are people out there that are interested in it. So that's amazing to me.
Great. And then, so yeah, the teaching thing is always great, but your musical prowess has always been your thing. So now you're using it kind of less towards your original self-titled Shwizz band, and you're doing it more with the Western Skies band with Natasha and Dan and Bard and some other cohorts and collaborators. What led you to go there and decide to kind of go in the harmony route? And Natasha, maybe would you field that one and how you roped him in?
Well, he actually just walked in. That's literally what happened. Bard called me up. Hey, I want to sing harmony. Do you know anybody? I said, yeah, my roommate Dan he's like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. Oh my God. So the three of us were singing, and Ryan walked in and joined, and that was that. That was that.
Boom, done deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story from my perspective was that I just needed to sink my teeth into take over a new band. So to no,
That's not.
no. But at the time we had, it was like pandemic time and all that nonsense. So we hadn't, my band Shwizz, the aforementioned Worse Than Schwag weed name band, was basically on its way out, and we still get together and we'll still play. We'll probably play like a couple shows this year. But it used to be like, full-time kind of situation, and we were trying to do the touring thing and all that and trying to hit the same markets over and over and traveling. And that went out with the pandemic. So at the time it was just kind of like, all right, this is fizzling out. This other thing of these people singing are in my backyard right now. Maybe I could just go play with them and see how that goes. And
Yep.
sure enough, it kind of just fell into place. And I enjoyed it because in a way it's as a guitar player who's mainly made instrumental music, I've never had a band like that. And I found the songs to be interesting in the writing process. And we're really trying to write songs that are saying something, giving
so
a
important.
message. Because I've been in a lot of bands, a lot of projects where you're just making stuff and you're just like,
Yeah.
not that anything's wrong with it or bad about it, but I've always, I think, yearned for that. Like, I want to be saying something and putting deeper messages in the music and thinking more about the lyrical content. And
Yes.
so this is a good opportunity for me to spread my wings.
Nice.
So
to speak,
grateful
with
that
that.
you feel that way.
Yeah.
So awesome.
And then what? Speaking of yearning, where do you yearn for this project to kind of go? I see you guys playing a lot. You've recorded a lot. I guess my question is more just like, you just going to keep doing what you're doing and releasing albums, making music together, and
We want to play.
We want to play. I
We
think our
wanna
goal is
play.
to play small theaters. You know, that's like the objective, be able to sell out 400 or 500 seaters.
Yep.
To me, and I think to all of us, I think the being in the pop eye and all that and selling out big arenas is not really our
No.
thing. You know, I'd be much more content as a low key, you know, and there's a band called Humphreys McGee. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but they're like, it's funny. I talk about our fellow teacher here, Joe, and he always used to say, like, they're just like the perfect level of fame. They can walk down the street, go to the grocery store. They have totally normal lives, but then they could go do an entire world tour, selling out, you know, 1,000 to 2,000 seat theaters, playing awesome prog rock music. You know, so that's kind of like what our goal is, except with our version of that, which is a little less proggy, but we still have some prog rock things. Like we're a big, you know, Yes, Rush. Those are big influences of our band and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but that level of like, you know, that's what we're seeking. And I think that's what a lot of musicians kind of realize, that's, you know, one of the best levels you could be at.
Incredible,
Being that
yeah.
top level, Taylor Swift. Like, that's just weird to me,
No
man.
interest.
I don't know. It's like,
She's a
it's
psyop
trip,
anyway.
you know?
Yeah.
I just couldn't see living a normal, quote
No.
unquote, whatever that means to anyone, normal life.
No.
You know?
just like, you just can't imagine all the people in your life being like, yeah, that's a great idea.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah, like, maybe we should do this horrible thing. Insert horrible scenario here.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, great idea, Taylor. Great idea. But no hate on her either. But that's
No, of
Right.
course.
funny story with my old band, The Machine, which is still out there. Rock on, everybody.
Uh-huh.
We were at like some random gas station in the middle of the Midwest somewhere, and we're all dressed in black, walking into some random gas station and pumping gas as a band on the road would do.
course, yeah.
Yep.
And this lady comes up to us and she goes, "Oh my God, are you guys in a band?" And Joe, our friend Joe, rest in peace, Joe.
Yeah.
That's right.
He goes, "Yeah, we are in a band." And she goes, "Which band?" And he goes, "One you've never heard of."
Exactly. That's
Totally.
what I want to be.
That's great.
Same.
That's great.
It's tremendous.
Yeah.
Great. And now, so talk to me a little bit about the lyrical ideas. You're saying you're trying to say something. So walk me through the process of how Western Skies write those lyrics. Is it all four of you sitting in a room writing them? Is it
Right.
just you writing them?
It's different. Each song comes from its own seed, if you will. You know, some like Dan will have an idea and then we flesh it out together. Sometimes Bard creates a lyric, brings it in, and we cut it up and we change some things. And Ryan wrote a song, one of our new songs. The lyrics, awesome. So yeah, they all come from different places, really.
Cool.
Straight up. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And how does the music happen?
It's kind of same way.
Similar,
you know,
yeah.
it's usually like, I mean, me and Steven are the primary instrument players.
Yeah.
Dan will come in every now and then with a little riff or something, and then we'll turn it into whatever, you know. But that's kind of like the thing, is that it all runs through the four of us.
That's
And
right.
We were just talking about this the other day.
Yeah, we were.
That it's a four-headed beast, you know. It's
Totally.
It's not like somebody comes in. I would come in and I'm like, hey, I have this fully written, arranged piece that we're gonna do. I have all the vocal harmonies written. Here's how it goes. It's not really like that. It's just like, hey, here's a chord progression I came up with and some lyrics. Here's a chorus, for example, or something. Or you know, or Steven will. You know, we'll have a song idea and we'll write the first verse, and then Steven will go home and write the entire song. We call him the oven. You pop the song in the oven and then bake it
Yeah.
for 23 hours. And, you know,
Yeah.
and he comes back with a fully written song, and then we say, okay, that's great, but let's change this and this and this and this. And I was thinking we would go that direction with, you know, so it's all that. But as long as it all passes through, the whole idea is that it can't be a true collaboration if it's, you know, just three people playing one person's music, you know.
Totally.
Sure.
That's not what we're into. We're into filtering it all through the four of us.
Oh, yeah.
We'll sit in a room. We'll, like she said, flesh out the ideas
Yeah.
musically and lyrically together. And it's funny, actually. I kind of like sometimes when they have the lyrics, I'll kind of there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just noodling, and I'm like doing my guitar thing, and I'm like, oh, that'd be a fun part, and they're not paying attention to me. And then they'll be like, they'll be stuck, you know, they'll be in like one of those,
it's
we
so
just
true.
can't get this one, and I'll just be like, oh, you mean like go to the market? And they'll be like, yeah.
There it
That's
is.
it. Like, are you kidding me?
And he's not paying attention.
Yeah, and I'm like
but
not paying
it just
attention.
Comes like it's sickening.
That's great.
He has a gift of language. I mean, truly,
Yes.
truly, truly. Yeah,
So that I enjoy. I like that.
yeah. You've bailed us out many times. Yes, thank you.
Wow, it's very interesting because
Yeah.
you know what I know about your background, Ryan, and your background, Natasha, is Ryan doesn't write lyrics,
Right.
Like you just write, and
Yeah, I
you write the
normally
whole
don't.
song mostly, right?
Yeah.
For Shwizz, I mean, it kind of went that
Well,
way.
Shwizz was kind of the same way in the collaboration.
It
zone.
was.
It was more like we would all come with riffs and stuff.
Oh.
And there was less lyrical content, obviously, but
Oh,
yeah.
but it was collaborative. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I always thought it was just you.
Yeah, but it was also that one was more open. Like I would come in with a full song and be like, "You play this, you play that," and then we would do it. But also the other guys would come in and with stuff like that too, you know.
Right,
So,
right,
but a lot of it came out of jams and stuff too, you know. So
right.
and a lot of improv.
Right.
And Natasha,
Interesting.
before Western Skies, I know this is like a serious band for you and one of your first.
It is.
Right?
It is.
So how was that experience all of a sudden being thrown into this like serious band with serious musicians, you know, who are very accomplished? I know you're accomplished too.
No, but
in a
I know
very
what you're
different,
saying.
different world. You know, the
Very.
jazz accomplishment versus these
Yeah.
these gents just all over the place doing all kinds of crazy things.
No
forever.
doubt. No doubt. I've done a lot of things, you know, outside of jazz before Western Skies, you know.
I didn't even know. Sorry.
Yeah, it's totally cool. No, I was in a roots reggae band. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but I was Ian Bassa. Yeah.
Yeah, I am awesome.
Right.
That was right.
That was my
couple times with that too.
Yeah,
That was
man.
great with
Clearly, I did my
Thank
homework.
you.
Yeah,
It's okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. but I would say that Western Skies really has been a safe. I hate to use the expression safe space. So, but for real, because it really brought up a lot of my like, I don't speak that language and I feel uncomfortable. You know, I don't no, I can't help you. I don't play anything. I don't have theory under my belt. You know, I was feeling lacking and like, I'm not bringing enough. And it was very clear from the three of them. And thank you. You are bringing more than enough. You being here, the female presence, first of all, and just what you're adding is so special. Like, don't feel that way. So it's huge for me because I'm with brilliant minds, you know, I'm with three, but just such like, I mean, to be the only female in a male band and to be treated the way that I am is so beautiful. I'm very grateful.
Cool.
They don't make me feel different or like I don't know. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Right.
sorry. You know, it's amazing.
It's
So,
glorious.
Very
it
cool.
really is.
I find that in the world, I've never thought that way, but then all of a sudden I started noticing females having to interact with their male bandmates and stuff. Didn't even happen until I was in my 30s. And I'm like, why are these men treating this woman this way? I didn't even realize. I probably was guilty of it in some way myself without even knowing. But yeah, it's a male dominated world.
No doubt.
I didn't even think that.
No doubt.
And now that I know that, like, how's your experience with that before these lovely people?
Yeah, I mean, I've been blessed, you know, but I've never been in a position where I'm writing music and sharing my own ideas. It's very vulnerable, you know, especially when you don't have the language to articulate what you're trying to say. And you want to sound like an idiot, and you're already insecure about not knowing these things. But it's just been I don't know. I've been blessed overall. I've never been disrespected. I would say only once, but I barely worked with that person, so that's good.
There you go.
Very confident, no matter what, you know,
Thanks.
gender, no matter what gender you are.
Right,
Exactly, right?
Competence is the great equalizer, and that's what's going to respect no matter what.
no doubt. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm very grateful. What can I say?
That's great.
Yeah.
So what do you guys got next? What's happening next? You got anything coming out? You got
We
some
do.
shows. Tell us about that. What's the
Yeah.
future hold? For
Yeah.
you fine folks.
We're booking some mini tours here and
Yes.
there, so I'm
Sweet.
freaking pumped. I can't wait to
Yes.
be playing our songs. But we do have a new single coming out on February 9th called "Any Less of a Queen."
Okay, where can we find that?
Everywhere, anywhere you want to stream music, anywhere you do it, it'll be there.
Cool.
Great. And is there any special spellings for any of that, or is it
No.
or even Western Skies? Just search.
Yeah.
Western Skies Music
Okay.
Yep.
on the socials.
Yep.
And yeah, Western Skies. You'll see a little like it's kind of like a multicolored W, artistic looking, blurry W of multicolors you'll see on Spotify and things like that.
Yeah. The cover of our album, Awaken a Dream,
Yes.
out now everywhere.
That's right.
Awesome.
It's so funny to say those things out loud. Out now everywhere.
Yeah.
Good for you, though. Say it.
I know.
It sucks. It sucks.
I know, it really does.
Of course.
It
But you
really
gotta
does.
do
But you
it.
have to do it.
Look at us. We
Yeah.
have a podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
If
Why
that's
not?
the case, I'd like
But
to
this
say
is-
don't listen to it on Spotify. I do not like them. Please listen to it on any other streaming
Straight up.
platform.
YouTube, please.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
My guy.
That is right.
Yeah, I'm getting out of Spotify.
You know what? Here's a helpful life tip. Go YouTube Music.
Yes.
Because they to get rid of the YouTube ads.
Yes.
Like you don't have to watch ads on videos when you pay for YouTube Music.
Yeah.
YouTube is the
So
best.
and I just think it's an open creative zone where anyone can post anything about anything. And there's no limitations. And Tash brought it to my attention the other day. It's like Spotify, like Netflix, they create content. You're paying and they're creating content. Like, what does Spotify give us?
That's
We're
right.
paying and we don't get jack shit from them. No
We get our
fucking-
wrapped at the end of the year.
Exactly,
Thanks.
so-
Who cares?
Not a huge fan of them.
Yeah.
I stopped my subscription about a year ago, so
Yeah.
highly recommend. But do whatever you want. I'm not judging if you want to continue doing it. by
This
all
podcast
means.
will no longer appear on Spotify ever again.
Oh no, is it going to be on Spotify? I'm sorry, I take it back.
Sponsorship, Shwizz.
There you go.
I ruined
Sorry.
it. I
No,
ruined it.
kidding. All good. And then you guys are looking to get some duo dates, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
We're
gonna,
doing
We're
that.
gonna try to start doing some duo things. We try to release a video every now and then.
Yeah.
We did like a Christmas one this year.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Great.
But our favorite is I'm Only Sleeping, our Beatles.
Yes, you can check that out.
That's
on
the
YouTube.
one.
Only on YouTube, nowhere else.
That's right.
Well,
What's
that's,
the-
that's a
That's my
lie.
favorite
It's
Beatles song.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You should check it out.
As a kid, I
Yeah.
never wanted to get out of bed. So that was
Me too.
I get into, I'm like, I love this.
There you
song.
go. Yeah, if you
Dude.
just search our names like Ryan Liatsis,
Yeah.
I'm Only Sleeping, or Natasha DiMarco, I'm Only Sleeping, it will pop right up.
yeah. It's also on Instagram though.
It's on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's all over. You can't
Yeah.
miss it.
You
It's,
can't
it's
miss it.
everywhere right now. It's out now. It's out.
I love it though. I'm very proud of that. It takes a lot for me to say that I'm really proud of something I've done. But that for a cover, like it's a very unique arrangement of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
proud of us on that one.
Same.
Yeah.
Speaking of proud of you, I'm proud of you too for what you did today too. So you did a duo gig today,
thanks.
correct? Right?
Oh, a
Yeah,
nursing
talk
home.
About that, yeah.
That's right.
You're damn
No,
right.
but seriously,
we did.
yeah, it's wonderful to do that
Yeah.
because, like I said,
We
they
love doing them.
We love it.
It's an interesting field that I didn't really think about doing, and it's
Yeah.
great. It's great as a musician. Logistically, it's like you got a 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the
Totally.
afternoon gig, and then you can go do another gig or teach or whatever you got to
Yeah.
do at night. So it's great, and as Tosh mentioned, the service element.
Oh,
And it's
it's-
like you're not
yeah.
just playing in a bar where like 5 people are kind of listening, and then 40 people are definitely not listening, and it's more attentive, and you're really giving something to them that they need.
They
and
need it,
We
man.
need it
Yeah.
just as much as they do. So
Yes.
it's a lot. I would take that over any bar, a little duo
Straight up.
situation. Most days,
Any
especially because
day.
I can be done at 4 o'clock and
That too.
in bed by 4:30.
Very good.
Great.
Like a good boy.
All right. Cool. Well, I'd like to thank you guys so much for coming on
Thank
here.
you.
Absolutely. Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Sure.
rockshopnyack.com. That's mine. Eric and I have some stuff going on. We're playing at Garcia's on the 25th
Yes, we are. This week coming up.
That's right.
January.
Sorry, I can't make it to that one, fellas, but we got that other one later in the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan is also in our band, Live and Unplugged, which you
Yes.
can find live and unplugged.live. Don't forget to plug Live and Unplugged. We did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks again.
Sick. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sonic
so much.
Tributaries podcast. Peace and out.
Love.
Podcast!